Like I said, it's a big show, so we got to start a little on the early side. We have some co-promoters that we're working with on this show that I'd like to acknowledge. The Diaz Malignaggi and Jacob Smith fights are being presented in association with Bell Entertainment, and the Klassen Guerrero fight is being presented in association with Bronco Sports Productions. I'd like to thank our co-promoters. Big events like this need great sponsors and big corporate sponsors, and we have 3 good ones for this event. Quaker State, Cerveza Tecate, and Southwest Airlines have all gotten behind this event. Tickets are still available. They range in price from $25 to $250 for ringside tickets, and they're still available here at the box office or by dialing 866-4-HOUTIX. A few other people I'd like to acknowledge who are not here. Bill Koontz, the Executive Director of the Texas Department of Licensing and Regulation, and Greg Alvarez, who's the Assistant Program Administrator. I'd like to thank them for all their assistance. Dickie Cole, who is the Program Specialist of the department, will be here shortly. He's running a little late. His flight was delayed today. Also would like to thank Oliver Luck, who's the President and General Manager of the Houston Dynamo, who's been, the team has been very helpful to us in marketing the fight. My good friend Mandy Strudler, who I worked so closely with from Toyota Center. Thank you, Mandy. To put on a big fight like this, you need a television partner, who I alluded to earlier. And for this event, we have the best television partner you can have when you do a boxing event. When it comes to exposure, production, just top to bottom, everybody knows HBO is the best. A few people I'd like to acknowledge who are not here from HBO Sports: Ross Greenberg, President, Kerry Davis, Senior Vice President of Programming. I want to thank them for all of their efforts in helping to put this show together. And now to say a few words about the broadcast, which I hope everyone in Houston doesn't watch if they come here. But for everyone else in the country, I'd like to bring up the Director of Programming for HBO Sports, Luis Barragan. Luis?
Well, what can I say? I'm happy to be here at this event. It's going to be, I believe, a great event because you have 2 fighters in here that they're former world champions, but world champions. I mean, Paulie Malignaggi, definitely flashy, definitely has all the charisma, hand speed, boxing skills. And then you have Juan Diaz, which is definitely a warrior in there. Will fight to the end, give his heart out there. And I think it's going to be a tremendous fight. Also, the co-main event, Robert Guerrero. He's been training very hard there in Big Bear. I mean, I'm living proof. I've been up there with him training, and so I know that he's ready. And the South African coach assured me that his fight is ready to go and do something and keep his title, keep his world championship title. So seems like a very nice guy. But I'm just happy here. The car is great. The people out here in Texas has been fantastic. I'm just happy to be here and witness a great show. I guess I'd like to bring my partner, Bernard Hopkins, say a few things.
Well, I don't think I can say a few things, but I'm just to be honest. So, but we know what we come here for. I mean, the main event is this. I mean, that I believe, can hold any card by itself. I mean, Paulie is today's boxing. You could say Prince, from London, Ahmed, and all those guys who had flash, but also had a heart, who can fight. And I've always been a guy that admired him. As I watched him come up in his young career early on. And what I can say about Diaz is this: it's the opposite of what Paulie, style is. And Diaz is one of those throwback guys that's willing to go ahead and do what I haven't done in my career. Not that my career has been not a Hall of Famer. We know what that says. It says the opposite. But he's willing to go in there and fight his style the way he want to fight, and in doing that, it's a high-risk fight. It's a high-risk stakes that his style brings. But that's exciting to most people in boxing. It's part of boxing. And, you know, when you got those two styles that's clashing together and fighting, then you have, you know, you got the Roberto Duran and Sugar Ray Leonard era. You have, you know, Paulie and Diaz era, and that's what we have right now. That's the head of the body is the main event, we all know. But then the co-main event and then the fights after underneath the co-main event is exciting with the young Golden Boy fighters that's on this card. So if you think you are not going to see action unless you come to the co-main event and the main event, then I'm telling you, you're doing yourself a disservice. You have to come when this fight starts from 4:30 or 5 o'clock. You have to come and watch the young talent, the future of boxing, and realize just because it's the future of boxing, it will give you a clear understanding that when somebody say to you that boxing is boring or boxing is dying, that's because you're coming at the main event. That's because you're coming at the co-main event. But when you come to the fights before those fights, that's what you see is called the future of boxing. It makes sense? Reporters, don't, you know, get out of the buffet line. Again, I'm not trying to beat y'all up. I'm trying to use some humor, but I'm trying to use some realistic. To come and see where boxing stands tomorrow, and next month, and next year, the future, we call it, you have to come see the young talent, whether they're Golden Boy fighters, which is most of them on the card, or whether it's Lou DiBella's fighters. You have to come and see the young talent that's going to take boxing into what we call the future. So to all the fighters, fight like you want to prove that you are the next you, or you're the next Bernard Hopkins or the De La Hoya or Sugar Shane Mosley. We all pattern our demeanor and what we want to do in boxing by who we admire as we came up. I admire Marvin Hagler, stay in shape at all times. That's who I admire. That's what got me through a lot of things. So the young fighters, whether you're on Golden Boy in or somebody else is in, fight to try to grab the attention to be the next star in boxing. Thank you.
See really this kind of interest in an event that's taking place in a fighter's hometown as opposed to a casino, and I think that's a tribute to what Juan Diaz and Guerrero mean here, and Juan, we're happy to be here to take you on to that main event. The undercard here is terrific. It's terrific, actually. You know, I just want to reiterate what Bernard said and what Dave said. It's terrific starting at about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. There's a tremendous amount of talent on this undercard, and I want to get there early because I want to see a lot of the young kids behind me that Golden Boy's promoting, and I hope you get there to see a couple of the guys on the off-TV part that I'm promoting. Marcus Johnson is a terrific 168-pound prospect, a Texas boy, and Adam Richards, who's got the best nickname in boxing, the Swamp Donkey. And if you've ever seen Adam fight, he is a warrior. I mean, Adam is like a cruiserweight Arturo Gatti type of fighter, and really fun to watch. So, you know, get there early and watch those guys, and watch the young men behind me because there's a lot of really terrific talent on this undercard. I've had a privilege of knowing Danny Jacobs since he's a kid, literally since he's a kid. I've seen him grow up as a fighter. He's a tremendous physical talent, great speed, great athleticism, really, really, really God-given ability. Also a really good kid. I mean, the kind of person that you want representing our sport. A fine young man. And I'm happy to bring Ishe Smith into this opportunity because Ishe can fight. And he's 31 years old, but he's been around a long time, still young as a fighter, but very, very experienced. And he's really going to extend Danny. This is by far the most experienced, toughest guy Daniel Jacobs has fought as a professional. That creates a great opportunity for Ishe. Can the young guy handle the experience? Can the young guy handle the pressure? We're going to find it out. No matter what, it's a hell of a matchup, a terrific, terrific fight. I'm excited to see what Ishe brings, and I'm excited to see how Danny can handle it. So I'd like to bring up, also Ishe's got a tremendous trainer, I have to mention, a guy that I've known for many, many years. True warrior in the ring, guy had a tremendous career as a fighter, and now a tremendous career as a trainer, Eddie Mustafa Muhammad.